Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you are brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another speed build and my second build with the new Snowy Escape expansion pack, which I am absolutely loving thus far. I haven't gotten into gameplay too much even at this point. I played around a little bit with like snowboarding. I brought my Sims to the bar, but of course we already had bars in the Sims, so it wasn't like that was a significant difference. But as you could probably guess, my favorite part about this pack are the build and buy that we got, and they're just like so stunning. I said it in my first build that I did, which was just kind of like a couple's home. But the objects are so beautiful, and I love like all of the swatches. Literally every single one I love, but I wanted to try to do a different kind of color scheme compared to the first build that I did, which was probably, I don't know, it was a little bit more of like darker wood tones. So I wanted to kind of brighten things up a little bit and actually do a little bit more landscaping, as well as really make a home for a family. So as you could tell from the thumbnail and the title of this video already, this is a family home, and I believe it has four bedrooms. It has 4 bedrooms and I think 2 full bathrooms, maybe 3. I honestly can't remember. And I do admit I have this home for a specific family in mind. In fact, this is going to be the new home that my favorite family that I've ever played with in a Let's Play will be moving to for some reason. So that means I am bringing back a family from one of my previous Let's Plays, and it is going to be the Shipley family from my Discover University Let's Play. I am ecstatic to get back to them and their story. I'm not going to give out any more details other than that, but I am very excited, and I was designing this house specifically for them. However, it's great, and actually I would say probably ideal for like a larger family if that's what you wanted to play with, because there is a single bedroom downstairs, which I know might not be super traditional to have a bedroom downstairs like that if you have a 2-story home. But I decided to put a bedroom downstairs because I just didn't have the room upstairs to really divvy up. And then there's 3 bedrooms upstairs. So that's kind of how that works. And considering the family, if you guys have not watched that Let's Play, I haven't done it in so long now. It like really hurts me. But basically, if you're not familiar with the family, there are a set of parents, and then there are now 2 teenagers, 1 child, and a toddler. So I definitely needed a lot of space, but as you can see, the exterior of the build is pretty much coming together at this point. And this was the first time that I actually got to go through the debug menu a little bit. You probably saw it when I pulled out like the fence pieces, because I just wanted to see what was available. I knew we probably had some cool new like landscaping things or fences like I ended up using. So I wanted to explore it a bit, but I didn't use too much debug. And now we are on to the interior of the home, where I did use the platforming that we got with the latest update before this expansion pack came out. And I don't go crazy with the platforms. I am noticing that they are a bit difficult to use sometimes. What really bugs me, I think, with the platforms, and I don't even remember if I mentioned this in my very first video with using platforms, but the walls disappear when you place a platform. That's just kind of like a nuisance, I suppose. It's just kind of annoying. It's inconvenient. However, what really bugs me actually is that, and I don't know what's causing it, it's probably my own doing, but it could also be a glitch, I'm not quite sure. But whenever you actually create another room, either like off of the platform or that encloses the platform within a new quote unquote room, it will change the height of the platform. Like it'll set it even keel with the room that it's now in. If that makes any sense whatsoever. I was trying to kind of discern what was causing it, because it did happen a few times when I was working on this build. It actually specifically happened with the genkan, which is the traditional entrance to a Japanese home. And I just really don't know why. So it was kind of a pain, but I ended up just kind of working around it. I got the platforms to work just fine. However, I'm also really having a problem with the inability to change the foundation. I think it's the foundation of the platform to maybe match the stilted foundations that we have. So we got tons of platforms with, or tons of foundations with the new platforms, which I think are wonderful. We got a few that we have as regular foundations, which is great, but we don't have any stilted platform foundations, which drives me nuts because we got a stilted foundation with this pack, and it looks as though a lot of traditional Japanese homes are on stilts. So I don't I don't really know, and it's just kind of like my own qualm with it, I suppose. There are definitely workarounds. So like for example, with the platform foundation for the Genken, it's fine. Like it doesn't show up on the exterior, but I don't know. Sometimes it does mess up the foundation look on the exterior. That's what I'm trying to say. And now I'm just like babbling over it because I've been trying to articulate in my own head what the issue is. And as you can see, we are working on the little entrance area and kind of like this dining space. I wanted to get a little bit more creative with the platforms here. And I think I kind of did. My thought was that this raised platform over even the entryway and the raised platform area for the dining section was going to be kind of like a window seat, but I don't know if you guys have noticed this as well, but sometimes depending on one, the height of the platform, and two, its proximity to other heighted platforms, if that makes sense, there is an issue with either placing rugs or other objects. So you kind of saw me struggle with placing a plant up there initially. And I also struggled with getting the ottoman to place the way I wanted it to. It was a little bit janky when I kind of was playing around with it. I ended up getting at least the rug placement underneath the dining table, or the kotatsu, I believe is how you pronounce it. So that was at least a plus. And I used my favorite base game rug, and it's like slowly become my favorite. Like over the last couple of weeks, I've realized how much I love this rug, and I use it in so many different swatches. So hopefully you guys aren't sick of it yet, but I absolutely love that rug. I use it pretty much throughout this build, and we are now working on the kitchen, and I really tried to find like a cabinet or something that would work for these counters. And I think the only possible like viable option were these cabinets, not counters, these cabinets from Jungle Adventure, and specifically in this swatch. Otherwise, they just didn't really look right. And I was kind of curious about that. I know this has been like an ongoing qualm with some people in the community where we get either new kitchen counters or we don't get any kitchen counters at all, right? But we get new kitchen counters and then we don't get matching cabinets. And to me, it drives me a little crazy too, because it just makes logical sense. But I'm actually wondering, and I don't know this, so if someone does know, definitely let me know down in the comments, but are there traditionally overhanging cabinets in Japanese kitchens, at least like more traditional kitchens? Because in thinking about the very smart storage solutions in a lot of traditional Japanese homes, open storage solutions, kind of like these counters here that we have where you actually have slots and you can store stuff down there, I'm wondering if that's just not something that's traditionally found in a Japanese kitchen. Do you know what I mean? Like, do they have overhanging cabinets? I really don't know. I haven't really looked too much into how kitchens are really set up. I was really looking at the specific areas of the home in regards to like sunken spaces or raised spaces, as well as just some like design choices, but I wasn't quite sure about the kitchen. So if you do know, definitely let me know. But as you can see, the kitchen is pretty much coming together, and I actually did use these cabinets, as you can see down on the bottom right hand side. Now it's gone, but I used those overhanging cabinets from, I believe, the Cool Kitchen stuff, and I kind of sort of made them blend in to look like there was some handle to it and some more so hidden storage under there. I think it kind of works, but it was just really to fill the empty shelves because I didn't have that many clutter items I wanted to put under the shelves. There's also a small dining table here with just 2 chairs because it's not the main dining section. And later on, I actually put a TV on the wall, and that's the only TV in the entire home. I don't actually put one in the living room just because in using the new fireplaces, I have had no desire to put a TV in the living space with the fireplace. And that's probably because my instinct is to put the TV above the fireplaces. And the other fireplace, not the one I used here, but the other one kind of allows you to do that. However, if the fireplace is up on a platform and the TV is above it, it just looks way too high up. So I didn't put a TV in this build, so I hope you guys don't really mind. You could probably find a place to put one if you really wanted to. And besides, since this home is for a specific family I have in mind, it's very customized as is. So you'll probably have to make some changes if you don't want to play with that specific family dynamic or whatever the case may be. But as you can see, I am decorating this bookshelf that is up here on the raised platform. And there's just that beautiful chair with the throw over it. That's probably one of my favorite items with this pack. I want more details like that on furniture, so I was so pleased with that. There's also a little closet over there to the left, and I end up switching it out, I think, with another one later on. But this is basically the living space, so I have these 2 couches as well as the coffee table that we got with this pack, and it's basically just a little sitting area where the family can sit and just kind of chat by the fire. I just thought it was really nice, and I've been driven more and more, especially with this new pack and exploring Japanese culture, to kind of remove a lot of, I don't know, like entertainment technology from the living spaces, because I feel like they're a huge distraction now in these kinds of homes. I feel like they're supposed to be a little bit more serene and personal and like a place for you to connect with your family members. If that makes any sense, or if I'm totally off, I don't know. But that's kind of been my drive. And I also put one of the little doll houses over on the platform as well. And then I move on to the upstairs, actually. I kind of go a little back and forth with this build because I was trying to see how many bedrooms I could actually put upstairs. So like I said, there's the 2 parents, there's 2 teens, a kid, and a toddler. So I knew I needed a lot of space, and I knew I was going to have to make sacrifices with that space. So if you guys haven't seen that Let's Play, basically right now the 2 teenagers share a room that's probably the size of a typical closet I would make in The Sims. So they are getting a huge upgrade in the room they now have. But once I divvy up the rooms upstairs, I did realize that I was going to have to use this space down here as another bedroom. So what I did is I chose just the beds that I wanted to place and just tried to see what was going to work where. So originally where the teens have a room, I was thinking that was going to be the master bedroom because I think it's kind of the biggest. It might even be the same size, but it's just a different shape. And then I also realized that I didn't even make the bathroom downstairs. I was kind of scatterbrained with this build because I'm trying to be very cognizant of how I do the bathrooms in these homes, because traditionally where you go to the bathroom and where you wash your hands and shower are all separated. And I'm trying to do that in every single home that I build in Mount Komorebi because I want it to be authentic. And that's one way that I can simply do that. So I definitely wanted to do that here. And then I move on to Saoirse's bedroom. So as a reminder, Saoirse is Grant's daughter. She was a toddler when we started the Let's Play, and now she is a child. And originally she had her own bedroom, so lucky her. She gets to keep a bedroom all to herself. She doesn't have to share with her younger brother, Brody, or her older brother, Brayden, or her older now stepsister, right? Stepsister, Marley. So she has her own little room, and I did keep this empty initially because I thought maybe I could make it into like an office space, which would be great for Grant since he's wrapping up college. And when Olivia wants to go back to college, oh my gosh, not his wife. I was thinking it was his wife, but his fiance. I was thinking it could be an office space for them to kind of like do their homework away from the kids and everything. But then when I realized I didn't have the space upstairs, it very quickly became a bedroom. And she's really lucky. Saoirse's lucky. Even though her room is small, I really like it. And it's away from everyone else. And then she just has the entire first floor to herself, like at night. Think about that as a kid. Like I would totally sneak out into like the living room. I mean, if there was a TV there, but I would totally sneak out into the living room and like watch TV or grab a snack from the fridge. You know what I mean? Even though her room is cramped, I really liked that idea that she kind of has like free access to the first floor of the home while everyone else sleeps upstairs. I don't know. That could be bad when she becomes a teenager. I don't know yet. I don't know where their story's going. But then we move on upstairs to the toddler room. So as a reminder, Brody is the one and only unexpected child between Grant and Olivia, and he just became a toddler. He's really adorable. We don't really know him that well yet, so we're going to get to know him very well. And he has the most like adorable room ever, in my opinion. I use this bed from Eco Lifestyle that I love. It is my favorite toddler bed, and I actually was kind of thinking we were going to get a new one with this pack. That would have been nice. I'm just tossing it out there. I love this pack. Don't get me wrong. Snow Escape is literally amazing so far, but that would have been kind of cool. And now we have rocking chairs. So I put a rocking chair in the room, and his room's very plainly decorated. There's nothing really that fancy in here. He's just got a few decorative items and a couple night lights and stuff like that. I think I end up putting this wall hanging from Snowy Escape just because it was blue and it matched the rest of his room. And then I move on to the teenager's room, which is a bit awkward. I couldn't really think of a better way to lay it out to give both of them some space, because I don't know, initially I wanted each of them to have like a dresser too, but these dressers that came with Snowy Escape are pretty big, so I think I end up just giving them one, but I can't really remember if I did or not, but I at least kind of kept them away from each other. And what I end up doing is lifting Marley's space in the room up on a platform. So not only is it elevated a bit, which kind of separates it from the room, but I also use, I believe, a room divider just to kind of hide her space just a little tiny bit. I was thinking that they did both share this desk and laptop though, if they were to do like any homework or research universities for their future. I don't even know. But I was thinking they both had to share it because that's kind of a luxury that they even have a desk and a computer to use, considering that right now Grant just has a laptop that he's doing everything on, including his freelancer work. So yeah, I think they kind of lucked out there. But Brayden, I almost forgot his name. Brayden has his soccer posters up here. He's got a soccer ball because, as a reminder, he's really into soccer. But he might explore some other sports too. I'm not quite sure yet, but I'm thinking he's a pretty sporty kid. Maybe even Marley will. Who knows what they're going to be exploring here or why they're here in the first place, because it seems like a very drastic move, doesn't it? A very drastic move to what I would envision is a world across the globe, right? Like this is a place across the globe to them. This is not Brightchester anymore, nor is it Brindleton Bay. So I don't know where that leaves like Uncle Jet or anything. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to continue the story for you guys. But now we work on the master bedroom, which is very plainly decorated, but I do think it is very cozy and simple. Definitely a place where I would want to retreat after a long day. So hopefully Grant and Olivia like their new digs, because I was definitely thinking about them when doing this. And aside from their room, I think I just decorate the little like landing space at the top of the stairs where I do put the family computer, which again is mainly for Grant when he does homework and stuff, but like his Foxbury banner is above the desk and he's got his books and everything because that's mainly where he does a lot of his homework. And I think he's actually almost wrapping up university, if my memory is serving me correctly. So I don't know if this means that there was a pause in his education or what, but I guess we'll have to find out very soon. I'm hoping that this episode will be up either like Tuesday or Wednesday, potentially Wednesday in lieu of a build. So just be ready. But we are coming up to the end of this build. So I hope you guys did enjoy this. I didn't really talk too much about the build. I talked more about the family, but hopefully you can envision a family that you are playing with in this home, and there are going to be more builds to come. So yet again, I hope you enjoyed this build. I can't wait to hear your thoughts, and I will catch you guys next time I post a video, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.